beginning of March, I did see these shows. I did make videos of Broadway review videos. They never been on YouTube because of obvious reasons. Until now.
Chicle!
Hey guys, welcome to Chicle Chat. It's your boy Chicle. And I know this is not a good time, but we are doing a Broadway review video. And it's going to be not one show, but it's going to be with two shows. Now, these were shows that actually made Broadway review videos. And so, because of the things I said during that time, and the fact that I post once a week, it just didn't work out because of what's going on. And so, I had to delete them. And I said that I would do these review videos when we're close to having Broadway open again, which it may be after June, maybe later. But there are certain shows, especially the new ones, that will either never see a light of day, or maybe they're just being postponed, or maybe they're gonna be in the fall or 2021. You never know. So I wanted to share my thoughts because that's what I do anyway. Before I share with you guys the review on these shows, and I'm gonna try to keep these reviews really short because I'm putting two in one before. I never done this with any of my Broadway review videos. I'm also going to share a story because it kind of ties in with both shows. So, before we get started, let me know down in the comments below, what was the last Broadway show you saw before it closed? And hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that notification bell. And with that being said, story time! I got to notice that I've won a lottery ticket to see the Diana musical. And I was like, alright, I have nothing else to do that night. I'm going to claim the ticket. So I did, and then I went home after school, took a shower, got dressed up, and then I went over to the Long Acre Theater because that's where Diana was. And so as I was about to get up to the door, there was a sign on there, and it says that the show is canceled due to a vocal injury. And this is in March 5th, and it was on a Thursday night. And so then I was like, alright, well, I might as well figure out something. So I went into the box office. They were like refunding tickets for that night. And I was like, you know what? I won the lottery fair and square. I don't think it's really fair. I mean, it's understandable, but like, it just kind of hurts to like not see a show after winning the lottery, you know what I mean? I just tried to, you know, politely and patiently cooperate with the guy at the box office. Like, hey, maybe instead of refunding the ticket, like, is it possible to exchange it for a different night? So he's like, yeah, you can see it on this night. And it was March 10th, which is on a Tuesday night. And I was like, great, perfect. So instead of getting the refund, we just made the exchange and we worked it out. But I was still bummed that I didn't get to see a show because I came all the way from Washington Heights to Times Square to the theater to be entertained. I was like, all right. So I was just walking around and I was like looking at the what is it called? The Bernard B. Jacobs Theater? Yeah. That theater, because they were doing previews for the revival of Company. And I was thinking to myself, okay, it's a sold out show because Patti LuPone is in it. And they already did General Rush and you can't get lotteries. And I thought maybe there's some unclaimed tickets or maybe there's some like cancellation lines maybe. So I was just taking a risk and be like, okay, let's check it out. So I went into the box office. There was a sign by the ticket thing and it said sold out. So I was like, all right, oh well. So the guy saw me react to the sold out sign and he's like, sir, wait a minute. We have standing room tickets. I knew nothing about the standing room tickets because I didn't know that this theater was doing standing room tickets. But the first thing I said was, how much? And he said $32. Bought the ticket, saw the show that night. And then Tuesday, March 10th, I saw Diana. That was my story. If I didn't tell you guys, we're doing a Broadway review video on Company, which is a revival and it's gender swapped, and the new musical, Diana. I don't have my playbills with me because they're in New York, and they are being shipped here because I'm just bringing some stuff from New York to here. That's a different topic. Let's review these shows. So like I said, this is gonna be a short video. Each of the parts are gonna be really short, so don't expect me to go into detail for both. So I'm gonna start with Company because that was the one I saw first. So Company, this revival is pretty much gender swap. So some characters are gender swapped. So the main character Bobby, instead of being a guy, is actually a girl, and that is played by Katrina Lenk. And then you have the 3 girlfriends who are now the 3 boyfriends. And then instead of having Amy and Paul, you have Jamie and Paul, and they're like a gay couple. So they added an LGBTQ theme in this production. So it works pretty well. And of course, Company is a comedy, and music by Stephen Sondheim. So of course, like, it's a good show because of Stephen Sondheim. And songs like Being Alive and Can Not Get Married Today and The Ladies Who Lunch, those songs are just phenomenal. Like, they're still phenomenal. And there's some other songs that just work so well for the different ones. Like the trio for the guys, that was just great. The Thousand Trains one, I love the song, and I love it in that key for that tenor. And then in that song, I'll talk about the set. You know what? I'll talk about the set right now. Let's just say that the entire cast, including Patti LuPone, was just phenomenal. And I really love it how they added their own themes. Because Bobby is a girl in this revival, they added baby sounds in between transitions of different scenes and throughout both acts. Because I guess they're just trying to add the idea of pregnancy. I'm not really sure, but I think it's a very appropriate thing, because it's kind of like questioning Bobby, like, you know, what's marriage gonna be like if you get married and stuff. So I thought that was really interesting. The set design was the one that put the cherry on the top, because it was really well stylized. It was really smooth with transitions, because the sets, it's just pretty much like a black light, right? And like, so they have these like boxes and they roll, and they're big boxes, and they're like light up ones, like neon. And so they're in small, you know, boxes, and it's set in like an apartment and like different rooms and stuff, and they like slide and they connect to other boxes, and you could like open a door and it goes through. Like, it was smooth. It was really cool. And then they have like all these letters that spell out company, and they're all in lights, and they like roll around, and like they pull out a few letters to spell out NYC, which was super creative. Like, even the logo for the revival of Company looks very well, like, fitting with the theme. Like, that was the thing that appealed to me the most. So I want to talk more about it, but I'm just trying to keep it short. And I just want to say that this revival gets an 11 out of 10 because it was so funny. The thing in general, I felt like transition-wise was super smooth, and I love the energy. It was just great. I was having the time of my life. Now let's move on to Diana. Now this is a new musical. It's obviously based on the inspiration of the story back in the 1980s and 1990s with Princess Diana, Princess of Wales, and her relationship with her husband, Prince Charles, who has an affair with a lady named Camilla. You all know about Princess Diana. But they added some interesting stuff with this musical. The thing about Diana is that she's a very quiet woman in public, and she's very proper. But when she sings, she belts. And I think that kind of says, from what I'm seeing it, is that she has like a voice, and there's something that she wants to say. And that's just very remarkable. The song If, which is the end of the song, was just hard-hitting. It was just, ooh. Like, you all know the history, so I'm not going to give away the show, but you can kind of get an idea of where the timeline of it is at. But man, it was so good. The ensemble was the one group of this production that definitely threw me off, because I was not expecting Diana to be a dance production, because they have different dance sections, and it was like dance, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. They have the ensemble as like the paparazzis with like the fedoras and the coats and the cameras, and they were like doing some like stuff, and it was so cool. And then they had this section where like they had a I want to say it was like a cello player or a violin player or something at a concert or something, and I guess that the people there started doing a little dance, and like it was like an electrical cello or something like that, like whatever it was. it's been a couple months, so bear with me. It was really cool. I love it how like each section was very intense, so you could try to see like Diana's trying to make this marriage work, but Prince Charles is like trying to be defensive and resistant at the same time. It was just like, you could definitely tell like what was going on behind the scenes of what happened at the, you know, palace. Yeah, I think it's castle. I don't know. Anyway, it's just so crazy how like both the characters who are married just have conflicts with each other, and like still marries Diana while still having an affair with Camilla. Like, it's just crazy. I have to say, the biggest thing about Diana that really caught my attention was the costuming, and specifically Diana's. And here's the reason why. The dresses mean something to Diana, and it's actually the main point of her life, because in the beginning she has like these ruffles and stuff, and then as she grows confidence and fame and, you know, being more revealing, so does her look. And so she like loses the ruffles and the fancy stuff, and she goes more revealing and more powerful. And I was amazed by it. And the end of Act 1, the whole transition, she goes through like, I want to say 20 dresses or 20 costume changes while on stage. Like, she goes from here to there, and then like there's a moment where this guy just walks by and like walks in front of her, and she's in a completely different dress in like 0.5 seconds. Like, I don't even know how they did it. They just did it. Because of the costuming and like the unexpected dance ensemble that like, because I didn't think Diana was gonna be a dance ensemble. Like, I knew it's a Broadway show, so it has dance, but I was not expecting it to be like dance. I had to say Diana gets a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a really great musical. I thought it was really great, and I wish you guys would have saw it. Well, that's all the time that we have. I'll be out with another video next week. Please hit that subscribe button and just, you know, do what you always do. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.